Hello everyone, welcome to Mockbank, and in this video we are going to solve some questions on percentile changes, and that too successive percentile changes. So what is the exact definition of a percent change? How do we write percent change? Change is written as change over original value, change over original value into 100. That is the definition of a percent change. So if you are trying to find out what is increment, this change will be increment. What if you are trying to find out what is the percent decrement, you will write it to be decrement, right? In this case they are talking about increment. So from 2008 to 2009, it says that the percentile increment is 10%. How do we write 10% of 10,000? Because 10% of 10,000 is what that has increased. So 10% of 10,000 will be written. So that comes out as what? 10 over 100 times 10,000. If you solve it, it comes out as 1,000. And this is very simple to understand, right? So the population in 2009 would become nothing but that 10,000 was the original population, and this population that comes out as 11,000. Now from 2009 to 2010 the population will increase by 10%, and what is the original value over here? The original value over here is nothing but 11,000. It is not 10,000. That is where we need to be very much mindful. So if we are trying to find out what is going to be 10% of 11,000, can you find it out very quickly? That comes out as nothing but 10 over 100 times 11,000, and that comes out as nothing but 1100. So what is the population in 2010? It would become nothing but 11,000 plus this value, that comes out as this. So the population in 2010 is 12,100. Where this 100 extra has come from? This 100 extra is nothing but change over change. In the first year the population increased by 1,000. Now this 1,000 will also be giving you 10% increment, and 10% of 1,000 would be nothing but 100. Now let us try to find out what is the total percent change in these 2 years. The total percent change in these 2 years is, what is the total change? The total change is what? 12,100. The original value is what? The original value is 10,000. Times 100, right? So this comes out as 2,100 over 10,000 times 100. If we solve it, we are going to have 21%, and this is something which is more important. If population of a village increases by 10% in 2008 to 9 and again by 10% in 9 to 10, finally the population will have increased by 21%. It is not 10%. 10% plus 10%, 20%. The answer would be 21% and not 20%. So in this video we have learned how to write percent change. The definition of percent change is change upon original value. What is the original value? Where you are comparing your values from. Say in 2008 to 2009 our original value was 10,000. But while we are trying to find out population in 2010, the original value is 11,000, because we are taking 10% of 11,000. I hope you are understanding this. So 10% plus 10%, I must have told you, when you write 10 plus 10 it is 20, but 10% plus 10% is not 20%, it is 21%. change over change. This is called successive percentile changes. So if the population of a village increases by 10% in the first year and by 10% in the second year, the population will finally increase by 21% and not by 20%. Thank you very much for watching this video. In the next video, we will be solving some questions from population itself, and we will try to devise a very effective shortcut. Alright. See you in the next video. Bye bye and take care.